Welcome to Basketball Heads Live. I'm your host, Glenn Pooh Harding. And tonight, we have a very special guest. This basketball head is a Canarsie High School all-time great who was teammates with four-time NBA champion John Salley. But this basketball head made a name of his own. He could shoot with the best of them. And there was no three-point line when he played in high school. Just imagine the numbers he would have had. What about the time he poured in 29 points on 7 of 11 shooting and 15 of 16 from the line? That was just another day at the office for this walking bucket. After a great career at Canarsie, this basketball head decided to attend Long Island University, where he teamed up with Brooklyn legends Ervin and Carey Scurry to become one of the team's top players. Now, he works in corrections at Miami-Dade County. Help me welcome to the show, Canarsie High School and Long Island University great. That's right. So I say great because we got the same first name, Glenn Daniels.
Y'all ready? Yeah. You have stepped out into the world of chaos, where everybody goes hard. Come on. Go hard. 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 Or go home. Never back down. You gotta hold your own. Go hard. 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 East Coast. Go hard. West Coast. Go hard. Midwest. Go hard. Dirty. Hurry up, everybody. Get online, buy your tickets, cause the game about to start.
Good evening. What's going on, bro?
What's happening, my guy?
Man, I can't call it, man. I'm just holding on with a tight grip, you know?
Look, during this time, man, we gotta hold on tight as we can, man.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. So look, how I got to you, right?
Mm-hmm.
When I was first doing the shows, your name would just pop up in the comments. Yo, Glenn Daniels, yo, gotta get Canarsie, you gotta get him. And it would just pop up every now and again. So when I saw you on, I had to hit you up, let you know, man. We want to celebrate you and give you your flowers and your crown while you're still here, brother.
Well, I appreciate it, man. I really do. As you can see, I'm at the job, so you know, but it is okay. It's what I do.
That's all good, man.
Thank you. I appreciate it, man. I'm a fan of the show. I do watch. I've seen some unbelievable interviews with some people that, you know, we haven't seen in a long time. I guess it's one of the great things about social media. This is the good part about it. You know,
yes.
Be able to share and be able to see some of the work that you're doing. Man, salute you, brother, because it takes individuals like you to keep the story alive and let everybody understand what New York City basketball is all about.
Yeah, man. Look, as I was coming up, being a student of the game, avid reader, I would just notice that other people would control the narratives of the stories. Mm-hmm. And sometimes the truth would never really made it to the forefront so the next generation can see what really happened. So I wanted to get it from the source. I wanted to go directly to the source and have and archive these moments where young people can actually learn from and hopefully build on.
Yeah. This is definitely a platform, you know, to be able to talk to some people. Like you said, while we're still here, we lost some soldiers. We lost some good brothers out there that have done their thing and have been really, really instrumental in New York City basketball. So, you know, salute to those brothers, and you know, hopefully we can chop it up about a few of them.
Yeah, definitely. And before I get to that, man, you're just another example where I tell kids all the time that you could be a professional and something else, right? Basketball is just a platform to help you get to other places. We all know that the NBA is a dream of everyone. But once you start to play, especially play at a high level, you get a dose of reality, and it's like, yo, you know how hard it is. But that door of being a professional is never closed because you can help people in other ways.
Yes.
Which basketball allowed us because it taught us the skills and the people skills to maneuver in different places.
Without a doubt. Without a doubt. It teaches you camaraderie, teaches you a lot of different things, man, teaches you how to be part of something. And I always remember Coach Mott said, not everybody could be, the most important part of the wheels. Some people got to be the spokes. Some people got to be the rims. Some people got to be the tire. But you need all three components for that tire and that bike to move. So sometimes you just got, it's good to be part of something, particularly, something of some value.
Yes, I always tell kids another thing: get a part of something before something becomes part of you.
Without question.
Right. So let's get right into it, man. First question I like to ask everyone is, who introduced you to the game?
I'm sorry, you got a little cut off, so you got to ask that one again.
Okay, I said, who introduced you to the game of basketball? You getting kind of fuzzy there.
That was easy. That's an easy one, man. My father, James Daniels. Unfortunately, I lost my father on June 23rd of this year. But he was the guy. 1958.
Sorry to hear that too.
Yeah, it's cool. 1957, 1958. All City. Won a city championship at Franklin K. Lane.
Wow.
Him and my Uncle Cliff. They subsequently ended up at the University of South Dakota after they went to Lincoln University in Missouri. And they won a national championship there, Division II national championship, small college national championship. He was All-American. Dropped 41 and 10 in the national championship game.
Woo!
So there was a lot of
yo, let's make some noise for Dad right now, yo. That's awesome right there, brother. That's awesome right there. I'm telling you. We gotta make some noise for Dad, man, for sure.
The game of basketball has been in my veins, man. It's been in my brains. My brother, who's older than me, he hooped. He went to Madison. Ended up going to Kingsborough. So my brother Perry, salute to him. Perry Daniels, that's my older brother. So guys in Brooklyn during those 70s and mid 70s, they he knows they know who he is.
Yo, man, that's big, man. You had a solid foundation of ball, and what it's like to be a ball player, how to behave. You had all of those things early where a lot of guys, we kind of get it from coaches at other places. So Good job to your family, man. Good job.
Big up to my cousin Steve Daniels, man. A lot of people don't know Steve. Steve went to Forest Hills, played with Kenny Patterson out there, and Steve was a year older than me, but cats out of Lafayette in LG, they know who Steve is. So big shout out to my cousin Steve Daniels as well.
Okay. And I was gonna ask you, where did you grow up in Brooklyn?
East New York. I was an East New York guy. Went to Canarsie, as you know. Spent a lot of time in Brownsville. That's the neighborhood down the block. So I spent a lot of time in pink houses, hooping against them dudes. So in that era, being at the BRC and Jock and all them guys, and just being around a lot of legends, man. So there's a lot of influence in the area.
Oh man, I put up a video of Michael Rappaport. He was on Mike Tyson's Hot Boxing, and he was saying how he was a kid from the Lower East Side coming down the Howard Project because his best friend lived at Howard Projects, and him being introduced to the Brownville Jets and Jocko and all of those things, and having that experience. So basketball has touched a lot of people, all over the country, especially in New York City, and guys like yourself who moved away but still keep us in your heart.
Oh yeah, I'm a Brooklyn dude all day long. It's just it don't go nowhere. It doesn't. I got a little southern twang in my voice every now and then. Sometimes the Brooklyn comes out, but it's
yeah, for sure. Yeah. So when you was coming up, who was the best player in your neighborhood?
Wow, there were errors, man. You know, I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna tell you a story. Basketball wasn't even always my first love. I was a football guy. I liked football,
Me
and
too, fam. That was my first sport.
I was a football guy first, man. And I started playing like Pop Warner, and I met a guy that I consider a brother of mine for now, Jeff LeGree. I met Jeff LeGree years ago, man. We used to play football against each other, and but basketball, man, it was to me, it was my brother was my hero. You know, growing up, he was a couple of years, 4 or 5 years older than me. But you know, in that neighborhood, you know, at that time I wasn't really traveling, so he was the guy I went to the park to go see. So you know, he was the guy. So in my neighborhood, as far as I was concerned.
No doubt, no doubt. So what was the first summer leagues you started playing in? Was it the
Woo!
Brownsville Jets and the BLC? Was those the
No,
first
it was.
tournament?
I would listen. It was a little tournaments around the way. It was the little tournaments around the way we would have in the community and stuff. Different, you know, areas with we put together a little tournament. And then I went to a Brooklyn, USA basketball trial one time. I might have been around 12 years old. Because my dad grew up, even though he went to Lane, he grew up in Crown Heights. So,
Nice.
I went over there, thought I knew what I was doing, and 10, 11 years old. These guys was already shooting right-handed, left-handed layups and things like that. So they was a little bit more advanced. So I had to go back around the way and work on my game to the point where I felt like I can go out and be on a team. And I went to just so happened I went to the BRC one time as a 12-year-old, and Gil Reynolds was there, and I was a Vanguard Oiler from that point on.
Hey man, listen. Gil Reynolds is, excuse me, was a life changer. Rest in peace to the legendary coach Gil Reynolds. He helped so many ball players in Brooklyn and to sharpen their skills. I remember talking to Dwayne Carswell. Dwayne is from Queens. He went to Cardoza. Ron DeClario would send Dwayne all the way to Brooklyn so Gil could help him tighten up his fundamentals. And I saw it. I was there.
Yes. The thing about Coach was that he could be able to look at you, see if you love the game, and then work with you from there. He understood you didn't. He understood that where the kids he was going to get, he knew who they were going to be. And from that point on, it was just about whether or not you were dedicated enough to go in there, because he was working on fundamentals. He was working on layups. He was working on right hand, left hand. He was working. You learned how to play with him. You learn the game. You learn different things. You learn your footwork. I mean, everything that you learn from him. And some of the things you learn before you even picked up a basketball, it was cerebral with him. It was cerebral, and you learned toughness. You learned, how to move your feet. You learn angles. You learn so many different things that, a lot of, as I watch this, I mean, I love the game, but I watch kids and I'm like, wow, you know, this is kind of bad.
Yo, I watched the NBA saying that. And I'm not talking about all the games. Sometimes I watch these NBA games and I'm saying to myself,
Yeah, man. Yeah.
the New York City, we have a lot of repairing to do, but there are a lot of people that's really focused to help bring the energy of New York City back. So,
Yeah,
hopefully this will help.
I love it. I would love to see it, man. I'm always watching college basketball. I'm looking for the new kid. I watch the starting lineups. I'm hoping there's a kid from Brooklyn on the team, and I usually root for that team the whole way. So if they
Yes.
see him, so I always
So,
try to connect as much as I can to a New York City kid.
yeah, man. And since I know you played for Gil, the Vanguard Oilers, you did not play AAU.
I left 1 year. I'm gonna be honest.
Oh, you okay? You gotta wait, cause I know. Let me just say to people:
I
if
I
you play
I
with Gil Reynolds,
I love
You didn't play AAU.
I will be honest.
There was Gill or AAU. And if you had the strength to kind of leave and venture out, there was no returning back. Okay?
I'm gonna be honest. I remember a good friend of mine, dude from Brownsville, Tony Duckett. Tony went to Lafayette. Was from Brownsville, and Tony had invited me to come and work out with him one time, and they ended up having like practice for, well, I don't know if you remember Les Pilgrim.
Yes, definitely.
Rest in peace, Les. But Les ended up
salute Les Pilgrim.
having a Gauchos team one year. So he left Sun Devils and went to Gauchos, and he asked if I wanted to play. So I was hesitant. I don't know if I want to do this. I said, you know what? Let me just go ahead and play. So, that one summer I did leave. We had a great team. We had me, Kenny Wheeler. We had the Wheeler twins. I don't know if you remember them. They went to Springfield.
Yeah, Bishop Lockland. They went to Bishop Lockland. Yeah,
Kenny and Billy.
Bishop Lockland, James Banges, and Mark Jackson.
Yeah, Mark was on our team. We had a lot of guys from Lockland on our team.
Hold on, yeah, you kind of buffering right now.
Okay.
Not really clear, but we gonna still rock because sometimes it does that, and when I look at it later on, it's all good.
Okay.
I want to talk to some people in the room real quick. Give me a thumbs up if you see my man Glenn Daniels clear. If you see both of us clear, give me a thumbs up. People in the room. What up, Bernard? Bernard, give me a thumbs up if you see both of us clear, T. Because sometimes I'll see it be foggy on my side, but people see it clear. And then when I check back later on, it was never a problem.
Okay.
So, okay. He said he can't see us. He can't see you.
Okay.
Oh, got you. All right. So we're gonna come back out. I'm gonna bring you back in, all right?
Okay.
All right, cool. So, did you pattern your game after your brother? Do y'all have similar games?
Yeah. We my brother played for Gill at the time. Let's be honest with you. So we I basically did. There was other guys that as time went on, you went to go see. I saw a lot of guys growing up, even when I was playing for Gill. There was guys like there's a guy named Bo Edwards that was out of Queens.
I heard about Bo Edwards.
Yeah, Bo was tough, man. Bo was a guy named his last name was Hawkins. I can't remember his first name, but they were out of Queens guys. But these are guys that a guy named Tiny Salute, little Tiny out in he was from Fort Greene. But there were guys that even when I was growing up, they might have been a year or two older than me, but they were impact guys because of the way they played the game. Big shout out to DeVere Simmons.
DeVere, Brevoor's finest.
Yes. Big shout out to DeVere. DeVere was like a guy I used to watch when we was, Vanguard. He just ran the show. And that was during my middle school years. And as you get into high school, you go to high school games and you start seeing different guys in high school and how they did it. So I mean, I've seen a lot of basketball, going to a lot of games with my brother. And there was some older dudes, the Earl Fullers and the Cosell Browns and there's a lot of guys but I always used to love watching the point guards because they orchestrated everything. Yeah, and that was just it. Scoring came on later, but when you played for Gill, it was the point guard that you was held responsible.
Yes,
so
because when I was coming up, Gary Shears was his key guy.
We played together. Gary played together, and we competed against each other in high school. Gary went to Tilden.
Yeah.
Shout out to Gary Shears. My man Bink Jones went to Jeff. So Fred Wilkinson that went to Jeff. So there's a lot of guys, man, out of Brooklyn. There's the
Fred
guy,
Wilkinson. Yo, that guy was a beast. He was a beast. And he was a walking bucket. Like he come in the gym and a basketball just start falling in the hoop. I'm like, that's automatic.
When I was a freshman in high school, I went to Canarsie. I saw his brother Jeff, and Jeff was a problem. So it was just like, it's so much talent, man. So much talent. We about the Pearls, about, all the, the Ed Davenders, Dre, and all them guys. They were household names, man. But there was, you had your Darren Robinsons, went to Eastern District. There's a lot of dudes, man, that was in the city that was putting in a lot of work. I saw you interview Carlton.
Still?
Spice.
Oh yeah, those listen, those are my heroes coming up at Lincoln. Right? Those are the guys who I looked up to.
Those guys were something else, man. They were something else. They was a hell of a backcourt. So there's a lot of guys, coming up, but there's a lot of guys, the pioneers that, I watched, and particularly point guard Larry Washington. There was just guys, that was just all over the city, but they just really knew how to control the tempo of a game and run the show.
Well, I always say, guys, like yourself, myself, a lot of guys that you mentioned, we pushed a lot of those dudes who were like the name guys, right? And those name guys would turn around and give us respect. You probably can't Google a bunch of stuff or YouTube a bunch of things, but trust me, those guys who gave us respect, you respect a ball player, no matter how big your name is. Because remember, any day, anybody can get it.
For the years, but there were times when I played with guys from, I always play with Vanguard, but I play with guys that I grew up with. And there's one guy that I grew up with that he was something else. And we played backcourt. We would play every summer. We would play together in a couple of tournaments. I wouldn't care about nothing, and that's he's not only one of my backcourt buddy, but he's my oldest friend. One of my oldest friends, and this dude named Alan Watson.
Alan Watson.
If you ask anybody from anywhere around there, they'll tell you this dude here was something else. And what he loved in basketball was what he really liked, but his love was baseball.
You getting foggy again, G. Hold on, G.
Okay. I might need to but he was
right.
So big shout out to Al Watson. Anybody in that era, particularly in the summer leagues and stuff like that. They
Al Watson. Salute Al Watson for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So you and John was on the same team in Canarsie.
Yeah. I went to Jeff for one day. I wanted to go to Jeff. all of my boys, big shout out to Red, big shout out to, God bless, man, Al Riddick, Andre Riddick's older brother. Andre that went to Kentucky.
Yeah.
Had a younger brother named Adrian too that went to Lockland. But I ended up not going after that one day. After I told my mom, who was in my homeroom class, she was like, "Nah, you going somewhere else." So I ended up transferring. I ended up going to Canarsie. And the first, I ended up going there and got there, and me and John became great friends.
Now, from what I hear, he was a late bloomer and kind of came into his own more like at Georgia Tech, and then he started to get that confidence. What
he did was what a lot of people didn't know was he worked on his game, and he was a late bloomer. And the guy that was really one of the better players on our team was a guy named Marcus Miles. Marcus was about 6'6", strong. He was a Vanguard Oiler. He was a late bloomer too. And we had my junior year. We had a nice little run. We ran through Brooklyn undefeated, and we ended up playing a Andre Ervin led Hamilton team at St. John's. So they ended up getting up. We was up by half. Big shout out to Coach Haskins. Love Ray.
Yes.
They turned us over a couple of times, and they ended up pulling away, and they ended up playing Franklin for the city that year.
And which did they lose to Franklin that year?
Yeah, they lost to Franklin. That was a Walter Berry led team.
Yeah.
Tony Hutchinson, D-Rob, big shout out to D-Rob and the guys. Eric Singleton. So they had a pretty good team.
Nice. My man Rick Combs in the building. He said Keith Lamar Richardson bought them there. I think Norm was on that Vanguard team as well.
Mel Richardson. Yeah, Ra was on our team. Yeah.
Okay. Eric Singleton. Yeah.
Yeah, Ra was on our team. Ra's from Queens. He's a Queens guy. But he ended up coming to our school. So yeah, Ra was definitely a part of our backcourt.
All right, so you guys had a good run in high school, and you were named honorable mention All City. Did you take offense to that, or you were cool with that?
Let me tell you something. My senior year, that was my junior year. My senior year is so crazy because we end up. There was 3 guys.
You going blank again? You going blank again? We're gonna keep it going. We're gonna keep it going because it's probably gonna be good on a once I watch it back.
If you look at the 1983 high school basketball team or high school basketball in 1983, there was so many great guards that came out that year. I remember Bill Travis writing an article that said any other year. So in 1983, you had Billy Donovan.
Woo! Yo, hold on. This is like the 30th time his name been mentioned on this damn show. I'm just going to have to make some noise for that. Wow.
Rockville Center. Billy Donovan was the real deal. Pearl was coming out. Elmer was coming out. Ed Davender was a junior. Mark Jackson was coming out. So in that,
and right behind them, you had James Majors, Silk, Spice, Ed Davender, and all them coming right behind them. So it was loaded.
They were juniors. Big shout out, Leroy Greenwich. They called him Tragic. Lee was out of Wingate. So there was so much talent in 1983 where if you scored, you might have had a good night in game 27, 28. You was getting that little box.
That's right. That's right.
You went to the paper, you thought you did some things, and you was looking for that nice little piece. Nah, you got the little spot.
Wow.
There's a guy named Alvin Lott. Alvin Lott was out of the Bronx.
Yes,
There was talent everywhere, man. There was dudes out of a guy named Richie Anderson.
Richie Radar Anderson from Springfield Gardens. Yeah.
They won the city. My senior year. They won the city. Him and a guy that has been on Kansas's bench. He was the head coach at St. John's.
Norm Roberts.
That's right.
He was on the show as well. I had Norm on the show already. Yeah.
Norm was something else. Norm played in that backcourt at Springfield when they won the city. So there's a lot of talent, man. So I don't feel bad, about that honorable mention. I was kind of like, I understood, but
and that's good.
The city has so much talent.
That's good because a lot of people leave school bitter and upset.
Nah, absolutely not.
Yo, G, can I ask you a question? Can you see yourself on your phone?
Yeah, I can see
All right, then we good. We good then. We good.
I can see myself.
All right, good. Yeah, that's good. A lot of people are not cool with that. But I just want to know, that senior year,
Mm-hmm.
Who ass did you bust?
Man, I'm not doing that.
Man, listen,
I'm
it
not
had to
doing
be
that.
that one
I'm not
game,
doing
G.
that.
And I'm not going to count the game where you had 29 against Jefferson and went off
I'm not
7-11, 15 to 16 for the line.
I'm not doing that, man. I mean, you had some. I had some good, and I had some bad games.
We
So
all did. We all did.
I
But
don't
I
know.
didn't ask you your bad game. I asked you who ass did you bust?
It was like somebody known him.
Listen,
It's all good. It's all good.
I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. Nah, I'm not gonna. There's a lot of good. I had some good games. And I had a good high school career, man. It was cool. I had a good career. I felt like I held my own. And like I said, you know, it got me where, you know, I was comfortable in my game, and I feel like like I said, I got hold my own. You know, and that's all you ever want to do is hold your own. And I feel like I got some respect, you know, when I came in, or when I had the opportunity to compete. And that's all it's about in New York City, is competing.
That's it.
Know? Big shout out to my man Barry McKnight, South Shore. Another dude, you know, just great player. Great player.
Salute. So what schools are recruiting you outside of Long Island University?
Oh man, shoot. A lot of West Coast schools, man. Portland State. I got a lot of JUCO offers. UNC Charlotte.
Wow, nice.
They had recruit, but they was looking at another guy that ended up going there, so I didn't want to do that. But you know, you get a lot of letters and stuff. But the school that came and wanted me, and that's where I ended up going. That was LIU.
I heard a radio segment today, and it said they was talking about relationships, right? There was like, it's better to be with somebody who loves you than you being with somebody that. We're going to put you in the driver's seat your freshman year and let you ball. A lot of times we going after the name school and the school that we love, and then things don't really turn out the way we wanted to.
I'm going to tell you something. When I got to college, when I got to LIU, I went to a couple of games and stuff, and what I really realized was college is a man's sport.
Yes.
And you got to grow up quick. And you can't be in your feelings.
Yes.
Because coaches get paid. It's not like high school. They get paid to bring in talent.
Yeah.
You got to be ready to compete. And I played with, man, I mean, these dudes. I mean, one thing about my school, when I was there, it was only a couple of true freshmen that actually came into the program. Most of the guys that came to LIU was JUCO transfers.
Yeah.
JUCO transfer, or you was wanted to come home. But the guys I played with, everybody on my team was all city. Almost everybody on my team, when my freshman year, Rob Brown was there. Tyrone Whitehead was there.
Todd Whitehead.
Derek Powell was already there.
Jeff Merriweather was there?
Jeff Merriweather was there.
My God, yeah.
So Carey Scurry was there.
Another one of my guys. Yeah.
So there was so much talent. We had a guy, John Johnson, that led the city in scoring. John was there. So there was so much talent that, you know, when you get there, you just, as a freshman, you just trying to get your feet wet, like, okay, this is college. And you think that, well, shoot, I did my thing in high school. I ain't even worried about these dudes. Man, no. Rude awakening. Get in the weight room. Start working out. Start putting more shots up. Start getting to the gym early. Start running. And it'll test your mettle. It'll test your mettle. It'll test to see whether or not why are you in college, and to understand, you begin to prioritize yourself, and that's the most important thing about college.
Yeah, I was talking to Terrence Brencher, 1992 Mr. Basketball, New York State, and leading scorer at Texas University. Right?
I watched him at the University of Texas. Great.
Yeah, listen. He was saying when he got to the NBA, he didn't understand why he wasn't playing. Right? So he got into his feelings. He didn't bring his best him because he was so used to being a star that in the NBA, you got to start that clock to 0.
Yeah. Yeah.
And work your way back. And the same way in college, a lot of guys got a rude awakening in college when they hit that bump in the road and figure out coach ain't gonna come pat you in the head, he ain't gonna sit down and have that long talk with you. He moving on to the next player.
Yeah, I mean, during my college career, man, I played with a lot of great players, man. Bobby Jones, rest in peace. Fred Burton, you know.
Fred Burton, yes, Fred Burton, yes.
Fred came back. I mean, a good friend of mine, Calvin Lamb. Cal Lamb was amazing. He was out of Seward Park. Played with a lot of kids that, you know, guys that was from around the way. Greg Jones, Devil Dog played.
Devil Dog, my God, yes.
We had Ted Chestnut and
Chestnut, yes.
So there was a lot of guys, man. We had a lot of inner city talent that, you know, basically stayed around and went and did really good things, man. So we were good. Cal's a good friend of mine. I talk to Cal every once in a while. You know his son is Jeremy Lamb. That was
really
Kentucky. That's his son. Yes.
Wow.
You look at the kid stroke that basketball and wonder how he would learn how to shoot that ball like that. He got it from his father because his father shoot the hell out of basketball. So yeah, so it's
that's good. That's good history. When did you start to come into your own in college?
I had redshirted a year, and I think after my redshirt year, that's when I feel like I was mature enough. You know, the one thing to say, your body start to mature physically, and at that time, you know, you got to learn to you got to be able to play through contact, and that's the biggest thing about college is that you have to be able to play through contact. If you can't play through contact or build up yourself physically, you're gonna get handled out there. So I think after my redshirt year, I came back my junior senior year. That's when I felt like I was playing really good basketball at that time.
Nice. And you guys are the same conference as my school, Fairleigh Dickinson. How was those battles?
Oh man, we fought. Literally had a fight. There's a guy named Charlie Roberts.
Charlie, that's my guy. I talked to Chase the other day. Yes.
Yeah, we played them in a playoff game at Fairleigh, as a matter of fact, my senior year. And it was a little brouhaha in
that little ass gym, right? In that little ass gym?
Yeah. And
before we had the Rockland Center.
The game was pretty close. Oh, there was a kid named Damari Riddick. He was pretty good.
He played at Lincoln with me. Yeah. That's the reason why I went to Fairleigh Dickinson. You had Jamie Latney was on that team as well.
He was pretty good. So we had a little brouhaha and ended up giving out 12 technicals.
Woo!
6 on their end and 6 on mine, on our end. So I go and matter of fact, the game was kind of close. And I go and I make all 6. Charlie Roberts comes back. He has to shoot his 6. He makes all 6. So at that point, it was kind of like, okay, we just gonna have to see who's gonna take it down to the wire. And they end up snipping us at the end. So that was the end of my college career. That was the last
wow. I'm definitely gonna call Chase to remind him of that. He would love to hear that, man. That's my guy. He's doing training up in Jersey right now.
Yeah, he was a solid basketball player. You know, they lost a brother, a great brother, man, out of
Marcus Gaiters. Yes, one of our leading scorers in school history. Rest in peace, Marcus Gaiters.
But he was one of the nicest people you would ever want to meet. So
yes. Always gave knowledge. Always.
Yeah, great guy. So, you know, rest in peace to Marcus and God bless his family.
Facts. So I speak to a lot of different ball players about the transitional part from basketball to the real world, right?
Mm-hmm.
And how it can be difficult for some athletes. Can you explain to the audience how was your transition from basketball to the real world?
Basically, when I finished my college career, I got drafted by the USBL. And at that time, you start your education and what am I going to do next? And myself and Cal, we had both got drafted by the Long Island team. And I just didn't. It wasn't. I realized at that time that it wasn't. I wasn't for me anymore. But I was like, let me see what I can do. And I went there, and I was competing against Stu Granger. Stu at the time was an older guy, and he was bouncing back and forth from the league to other pro leagues and stuff around. He played overseas, and really just a great player. I'm reading something about a guy named Terrence Bailey.
Yeah, Rick Combs played with him at Wagner. Yes.
Yeah. Well, let me tell you about this dude. Terrence Bailey is one of the most athletic guys I've ever seen play basketball at 6'1" and 6'2".
Wow.
He was like that. When I tell you he was like that, he was like that. He was amazing. The guy he was great. He scored a ball, he'd take it to the rim, and when I tell you this guy was something else. He was amazing. So big shout out to Terrence. Yeah, Terrence Bailey was a real dude.
He was definitely a special player. Definitely. Yeah, playing my guy Pat Burke and Rick Combs at Wagner.
Yeah. Pat was a little younger than me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you named some of your favorite players to come out of New York City, right?
Mm-hmm.
I need top 5 Brooklyn players all time.
That I've seen my own 2 eyes.
That you see with your own 2 eyes.
Okay. Fly Williams.
Fly Williams 1, baby. There you go.
Yeah, Fly is number 1. Pearl.
Okay.
Number 2. I'm gonna tell you, Ice. Jerry Reynolds.
I interviewed him. Yo, one of my heroes coming up. Love Ice.
Ice was amazing. Wow. That's a tough one, man. You know what? I'm gonna go out on a limb. And this is a dude that I saw in high school, and I only seen him play a couple of times. But the couple of times I seen him play was enough for me. There's a dude named Roosevelt Chapman.
Roosevelt Chapman. That's right. Westinghouse Soul, make some noise.
That guy was something else. Wow.
Last one.
Jeez. You know what? I got it. I need a 6. I gotta get a 6 guy. Dang. You know what? I'm gonna probably Bug out. Ed Davender, probably Bug.
Okay.
You know, Bug was something else, man.
He was special. Rest in peace, Bug out.
I seen guys compete. I seen guys in high school. I seen guys compete in summer league. I seen a lot of guys throughout the city with my own, like I said, my own 2 eyes, not what I heard.
Hearsay, right.
Guys I've seen, guys I played against, and dudes I've seen, but that's it. But another guy that don't get, there's a lot of dudes, man. They were tough, and the city was, You can go to any hood. You can break it down in communities. You know, you get, well, who's the best dude in Bed-Stuy? Who's the best dude you've seen in Brownsville? I can get,
Yeah.
if you want to go fives, I think the best way to do it in fives is you got to go through everybody's hood. Who's the best dude out of Bed-Stuy? Who's the best guy? Give me 5 dudes out of Crown Heights. So I mean, you can't. It's just so hard.
No doubt. No doubt. So, best high school player you played against, best college player you played against, and best pro.
Best high school player I played against was wow. Like position to position, or just a guy in the game?
That's it. Guy in the game, baby.
Oh, well, shoot, man. It's gonna be probably gonna be Andre Ervin.
Andre Ervin, yes.
Yeah, it's gonna be Dre. Dre. That game that we played for the city, Dre showed me how special he was, because we kind of had him at bay in the first half, and then he morphed into who he was. So
everybody talk about Beetle, Cosell Brown, and Ice, but Andre Ervin was the leading scorer on that team.
Dre was a junior. See, a lot of people didn't know Dre was an underclassman on those teams. Beetle, Pearl, all those other, Beetle and Ice and all them, that was a one graduating class.
Yeah.
Dre was a leftover from that class, and they were still good enough to take that team to the city. So shout out to Coach Haskins, because he lost a lot. He lost Darnell. He lost Ice. He lost a lot. And I think the only 2 guys he brought back from that team was Boo. It was
wow.
Boo and Dre that played a lot of minutes. So, that was but shout out to them guys at Lincoln. There's a lot of dudes. Henry Hamilton,
yes.
Don Marbury. That was my era. There's a lot of dudes, man. A lot of guys.
So the best college player.
The best college player I ever played against was a guy named, there's a guy, his name, oh, goodness gracious. He went to the University of South Florida. You know what? In our conference, we played against some great players. Rick Smits.
You can add him for pro and college.
Rick Smits was tough. Marcus Gaither was tough. There's a guy named Mo Hicks. I don't know if you heard Mo's one of the legendary high school coaches up in New York City.
Yeah. He's a ball player.
Mo Hicks was something else. Mo Hicks was the epitome of a
Where did he play?
He went to Loyola. Maryland.
Maryland, yeah, they was in our conference. Oh, okay.
Yes. Yeah, a guy named Kevin House. Kevin went to Tolentine. There was a lot of Mo was something else. So I usually have a connection to guys that, played the point, guys that were dude named Braxton. I got Braxton's last name. We went to Marist and played with Rick. So there was a lot of great players, man. But there's a guy, Charles. Oh God! But he led the nation in scoring at South Florida. He was left-handed, about 6'7".
Damn.
There was no shots he couldn't make. He was something else, man. So we played against him. And then the thing was about playing at LIU, man. We traveled. We traveled. My freshman year, we played against what's the guy named Kevin, big guy. Played in the league for a while. Had real big guy. He went to San Diego State. His name is slipping me now, but But there was great players, man. There's a lot of great
Wow.
players. Yeah, a lot of great players.
I like to speak to guys who, you know, right after college, they went into the workforce and became successful in other places. Can you give some advice to like a kid who's having trouble or having a hard time transitioning from a ball player to the real world because he's having doubts about himself?
I think what usually you have to go into the situation understanding what the term student athlete is. You're student first and you're athlete second. There are people that are going to give you advice. And sometimes the advice is selfish advice because they live vicariously through you. But at the end of the day, when those people are telling you certain things, they're not trying to kill your dream. You know, they're not trying to douse water on your dreams to play at the league or play other places, because there's a lot of places to play. You know, you can go overseas and make some money. You can go a lot of places, but at a certain point, that ball is going to stop bouncing.
Yeah. And the game is going to be over. Like my sponsor always says, the game going to be over one day.
Mm-hmm. So, you know, just try to, I talk to, you know, a lot of kids and, you know, and just try to get them to understand the importance of education. Try to get it. Make sure you work hard to get it. And just try to be the best person you can be. That's it. The game is going to teach you that. Be the best person you can be, and you'll be all right. I think right now the thing about kids today, and this is just my opinion.
Good. Talk your talk, OG. It's all good.
I just don't think certain kids, they don't want to play against the best. It just seems like they want to play with the best.
Because they're seeing in the NBA. It's happening in the NBA. Dudes just want to play with the best players. The Lakers had 2 starting fives. The Lakers, they had 2 starting fives that could have been on any team in the NBA.
But it's even when you look at a lot of the, like, when I look at these prep schools, and not to say, you know, great players don't go or whatever, but how do you test your mettle? How do you know if you can compete if every time you turn around you try to find the best team you can play on? So it's not about competing, it's just about winning.
Right.
But you understand? I mean, I don't know if you. I kind of like it's a weird dynamic, but it's just, how do you know? You know what I'm saying? So I try to like tell some kids, don't always go and play with the best guy. Go play against the best guys. See where you line up.
I'm explaining that to my little cousin right now because his son is being scouted by a lot of these high schools, and I'm saying, don't go where you think the grass is greener. Yeah. Right? You want to go and make your own name, and where there's less distractions and less people pumping you up. And I think a lot of these other schools where they have the big cheerleaders and the big names, a lot of the kids can get lost in the sauce and then wind up regretting it later.
Yeah. I mean, I look at, you know, just different scenarios, but I just really wish they would just get rid of one and done. I just think if your kid is good enough to go to the league, let him go. And then, because you usually have, if you want the best part of college basketball was when the one and done rule was in. When it wasn't in. When you could go straight to high school, go straight to the league.
Yes.
That's when it was the best.
Yes.
Because you made that decision right there out of high school, and there was no turning back. Now, and I feel bad for like some coaches, even like mid-majors, you can see it. Because the kids on the mid-major teams are so much. I love watching everything, but I love watching mid-major basketball.
Because they play hard on every possession. Look, we're about to run out of time. We're going to come back. I got one more question to ask you, and I'm going to show you your artwork. All right? Because the time is about to run out. We coming right back.
Awesome.
Coming right back for sure.
Okay.
So, right. That was some great advice you gave for the youngsters. Because again, like my guy Eric Kick always says, the game will be over one day, and we got to transition into that new part of our life that's going to help us become a success.
That's right. That's right.
Right. So, is it anyone that you would like to nominate to be on the show? New York City great. Get in contact with your guy John. I hit him with a text message earlier about a couple of months ago. Let him know.
I'll get at him, and I'll definitely see if I can encourage him to participate on the show.
And tell him we'll talk about health and all of these that you want to talk about. Trust me.
Well, if you've been following him long enough, there's he's a vegan. He promotes healthy eating. He promotes all of that. So that's his thing. That's his passion. That any forum that he's in, he definitely wants to be acknowledged.
But that's what I want to bring. I want to talk about the early parts of his development in basketball, and we can talk health the rest of the way. Everybody knows about the championships. Everybody know about the NBA. That's cool. We want to stay focused on the high school basketball part and the coming up age.
One other guy I want to mention, because he's my man, and you interviewed him, and Booby is amazing.
Booby who? Who's that?
He went to Westinghouse. Joe Jackson. So.
Oh, okay, got you. That's my guy. Yes.
So Boob, big shout out to Boob. I haven't seen him in a long time. Wright State, amazing career at Wright State. Like I said, he should. I don't know if he's in the Hall of Fame there, but he should be.
He's not. He's not. So we're gonna do a video. We're gonna do a nice video, send that to Wright State, because he should be in the Hall of Fame there.
Without a doubt. Without a doubt. Without a doubt.
No doubt. So without further ado, I wanna and you said you wanted to. That's the guy you wanted to nominate, but he was already on the show, correct?
Oh, I gotta nominate a guy. Oh, great.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Look, you can think about it. Who's that?
Y'all ready?
All right. The moment is here. Why you think about it? Come back to that. Look at that J, fam.
Wow. You know what? I got a guy I want to nominate a guy.
Hold on for a sec, Glenn. Check this picture out first.
That's amazing. Oh my goodness. Whoa.
You know, we had to put that. You're the guard guy, man. Want to make sure we get that in there. You know what I'm saying?
Man, that is awesome, man. That's my passion right there, brother. Living in South Florida, that's all you want to do is relax and smoke a good one.
This look exactly like you, fam.
Yeah, man, that's amazing work, man. Oh, man, look at the jumper. That's me.
That's you, fam.
Gil will be proud of that. He look at that extension, wrist down. Yeah, down to the floor.
Hold on. What you were saying?
I said Coach Reynolds will be proud of that, man. That's form right there, man. That's form.
Man, you was gunning that joint for the corner. I had to get that in there, man.
Thank you, man. I think, oh man, my family's gonna really enjoy that. That's amazing. Thank you so much. Blessings, man.
No doubt. All thing we ask when you guys receive the pictures, just do a 30-second video saying you was on BasketballHeadzz.
Oh,
my guy Jamel Powell, he works really hard to make you guys look good.
Man,
so
Jamel, thank you so much, brother. I appreciate it, man. Thank you. I mean, I'm touched. I'm touched, man.
Don't worry about it, brother. Listen, man. You made an impact on a lot of people here in New York City, man, and we just want to salute you, brother, and keep doing what you're doing down in Miami. Good brother, man.
Hey, man.
Look.
I just hope that you continue to do this work. I hope that brothers sit here and actually put it out there. So you need a little bit more credit, because this is without you. And these stories don't live. And they live through brothers like you that are committed to not only basketball, but the city of New York. You know, so salute to you as well, brother. So love. All right. Anything I can do, just inbox me and consider it done.
For sure.
All
Thank
right,
you, brother.
Take care.
Appreciate
Salute.
you.
Y'all
All right.
Peace.
No doubt. Look at that form, fam. Look at that form. Yo, look at the follow through, yo.